everyone. Can you hear me? Yes, it seems. So I'm very thrilled to be here this afternoon with you in order to share some experience about innovations deployment by Veolia in the operations we have in the region in networks operations and wastewater treatment plants. So this presentation will go fast on many topics, but the first one is just to give you a little bit of context with the new Green Up strategy in Veolia since 2023. Then we will go to a few examples in different contracts of operation and maintenance we have in the region in different countries. So from the networks to the plants and to the energy recovery solutions we can propose. And of course, the last point is the breaking news, and I'm not teasing you too much. The first is the Green Up strategy. So Veolia, since 2020, started its digital transformation as many companies. You may know also that Veolia is the world leader for environmental services. We are more than 200,000 employees in the world with a turnover of 45 billion euros per year. And following the merging with Suez in 2022, Veolia launched the Green Up, the new Green Up strategy for 2027. And this Green Up strategy is giving commitments. First, it's giving a purpose, as you can see on the slide. We want to reconcile human progress and environmental protection. And then we are committing on 3 pillars for making efforts, and we give quantified targets in order to achieve and to verify these achievements on 2027. So first is the decarbonization, the second pillar is regeneration, and the third pillar is depollution, which are, I would say, traditional pillars for an environmental services company. And to be sure that we can achieve those targets, of course, what has been decided by the top management is to have 4 billion of gross investments, also to double the investment capabilities in pilot for industry applications and also for acquisition of new technologies. So, knowing this global context for Veolia, I can go now through the different examples that I have prepared for us today. So first, it is an example for operations of networks, and this example is addressing the depollution and the regeneration pillars of our Green Up strategy. So let's fly to Qatar. So we have an O&M contract in Qatar since 2020, and we are operating the full sewer, surface groundwater, and TSE networks, plus 9 sewage treatment plants. And for the network operation, we had to deal with the salinity. That is very high, so we had the objective to drop the salinity and then the intrusions in the full sewer network, plus manage better the full sewer network. So to do so, we have deployed many innovative solutions. We can see on the left of the screen, for example, pole cameras, real-time monitoring sensors for salinity, but also SLRAD solutions in order to go fast on the full sewer network assessment and to locate very quickly the clogging potentials in the network. In parallel, because we are doing this on the field with the teams, but in parallel, we developed a specific tool, an expert module of our ArcGIS software. So this tool is allowing us to collect the data we are providing from the field and then to visualize on real time all the salinity and the catchments with the salinity associated, also the condition of all the pipes we have assessed in the network. On the third part, you can see also that we tested numerous drone types, so from the flying ones to the floating and also the submarine ones, in order to have safer and also faster condition assessment of our facilities and network. In parallel, because in Qatar, even if we did not leave the huge flooding that we could leave in Dubai in 2024, still we had some high rainy events or strong rainy events to manage. So to manage those rainy events, We developed a tool named Tashiz. Again, it's linked to the GIS, ArcGIS tool we are using for, I would say, data management, but dedicated for flood management when we have rain events. So I would say it's a tool from an operator to an operator. So this tool is highlighting the historical flooding locations. And then, after, this tool is also giving the real-time monitoring of the field teams and the tankers to pump, for example, the water on the flooding areas. And also, it's managing the work orders and sharing the work orders to the on-field team in order to have a real coordination and organization in the team to be as efficient as possible on the field to solve the flooding as fast as possible. Also, we go back in Dubai. We are discussing with Dubai municipality about a pilot of our platform, digital platform named Upgrade in Veolia. We have a huge digital platform, and we have a specific module developed for the full sewer network and the flooding management, which is named Upgrade Performance Sewer. And we are discussing with Dubai municipality in order to have a pilot and then prove the capabilities of our tool, which is finally a digital twin of our network, so using the 1D, 2D model, the runoff models and so on, in order to predict with the weather forecasting also, but also having real-time monitoring of flooding, and then also manage the crisis, having a replay of some scenarios or events that could also happen by the past. So this is what we deployed those recent years in the region on the networks operation. Now I will go more on the plants operations, and this specific topic is for the brownfield. For the brownfield application, we are facing quite frequently plants that are limited in terms of hydraulic, because there is a design, but now more people are connecting to the full sewer network, and then we are struggling with the hydraulic increasing at the inlet of the plant and the capacity of our tanks, especially the clarifiers in the wastewater treatment plant. So again, this innovation you will see is addressing the decarbonization and depollution pillars of the Green Up strategy. So what we did is we implemented on phase 2 of Ajman wastewater treatment plant, so in UAE, a technology named Indance, which is very innovative, and finally using simple technology as hydrocyclones to select the biomass which is denser than the other one, in order finally to have a sludge volume index very low, and then to allow the clarifiers to be operated at higher velocity than what was designed initially. So if you see, for example, the next slide, it's very clear. We were struggling to be at more than 41, 42 MLD, and then since on the red triangle we can see, from the commissioning of the Indance technology, we increased the inlet flow of the phase 2 of the plant, so up to 60 MLD, and as you can see on the right, the SVI of the sludge is dropping, so is going from values, I would say, average values of 120, dropping to 60, 80, even 50 most of the time. And also you can see that on the TSS quality for the TSE, you can see that we are at the same level, even better than before. So you can see that finally, without changing anything on the civil of the plant, just by adding these hydrocyclones, we were capable to increase by 30% the hydraulic capacity of that plant. Also, what we are deploying, and I saw also someone from Jebel Ali this morning earlier, we are also implementing in many plants some, I would say, smart platforms or advanced aeration control to reduce the power consumption of the biological treatment. So what we have done in 2 plants that we are operating in in the Middle East. So in Jordan, As Samra, and in Qatar, Doha North, we have implemented the CREA Pro platform, so focusing on the advanced aeration control, because as you may know, the aeration for the biological treatment can represent from 30% to 80% of the total power consumption of the plant, depending on its size and also the process that are equipping that plant. So we deployed this CREA Pro platform from Createch, and it is the same in Jebel Ali. They did that by the past. We deployed 2 expert modules. The first one is a move control module dedicated to have dynamic pressure setting for the turbo blowers, and the second expert module, which is the N control module, dedicated for the nitrogen removal using ammonia, ammonia and nitrates values settings in order to optimize the aeration. And as a result, you can see that in As Samra we had a reduction of 18% of the aeration power consumption, and in Doha North we reduced by 8% the blower's power consumption, but in Doha North only one module, the move control one, has been started. The N control one is still under progress. So we are expecting to have higher power saving in the coming months in Doha North. And as you can see also on the right part of the slide, it's interesting to see that it's not because we are doing power consumption reduction that we are also, I would say, increasing the concentrations in the TSE. You can see that the TSE quality in Jordan is even better with the new system than before, and in Doha North it's same or very similar on total nitrogen, and is better for the COD. So again, we are doing savings, but without jeopardizing the TSE quality. Also, still on some wastewater treatment plants, but it is now for the energy recovery solutions. So this one is addressing the decarbonization pillar of the Green Up strategy. So one example, Jordan, we were talking about the Jordan As Samra for the reduction of power consumption of the biological treatment, but Samra is a very specific plant where finally the hydraulic could allow us to turbine the inlet water, but also the outlet water. So it is very specific, and I know only one plant in the world, it is As Samra, that can do that. Sorry. And also, we are also recovering energy from biogas production with anaerobic digestion of the primary and secondary and the biological sludge. As you can see, As Samra is 95% self-sufficient, which is a very high score compared to many other plants worldwide. And you can see also that year after year we try to improve, and finally last year, 2024, we could reach the 95% of self-sufficiency, and it is now with the finally biogas production improvement that we can increase a little bit year after year. So again, to go to the 100%, we will have to improve for the anaerobic digestion, or perhaps to find also other carbon source to digest in our digesters. This is also another example, a little bit different. It is in Ajman. In Ajman, it's also very specific because you have after the primary treatment of the plant, you have an anaerobic digestion of your influent, because it is a high-loaded influent. It's not a usual domestic one. And then we have also an anaerobic digestion of the sludge, very typical, but thermophilic, meaning that we are operating at 52, 55 degrees, so the biogas production is a little bit more than with mesophilic anaerobic digesters. And as you can see here, we have a plant that is 59% self-sufficient according to those two biogas recovery. And in Qatar, the existing sludge treatment line is not I would say, so sustainable according to the Veolia standards, and because, as you can see, we have aerobic digestion, not anaerobic, so meaning that you need lots of power in order to reduce the sludge quantity. We have also thermal drying using natural gas, and all the sludge which is dried is going to landfill. So at some point, the sustainability can be questionable. So what we said and what we discussed with the client and the ministry is, okay, let's have a disruptive idea, because Qatar is a very specific country where we have the perfect case for what we would like to do. So what we would propose is to have a pilot study for recovery of sludge as biofuel using hydrothermal liquefaction technology. And to do so, as you can see, we have Ashgal, our client, that is producing, I would say, the sludge. And if we have a pilot at Doha North STP, I am accelerating. At Doha North STP, we will produce biocrude. Then, from Ashgal, we go to Qatar Energy, so again, a Qatari corporation, where we could transform the biocrude to sustainable aviation fuel. And then, again, a few kilometers away from there, we have Qatar Airways that needs this sustainable aviation fuel in order to fly their planes. So this is the perfect location where we would like to see this very disruptive and innovative idea to happen. And the last thing is about AI. So this partnership that I will just detail in a few words is addressing again the depollution, decarbonization and regeneration pillars of the Green Up strategy. And finally, a few weeks ago, 22 days ago, perhaps you saw it on LinkedIn, but Veolia and Mistral AI had a partnership signed. So this partnership will allow us something very new. It will allow I would say, the plant manager, every stakeholder needing to interact with the plant, finally to have a conversation with the plant. So it's not now to just have AI telling us on the computer what we can do, return, or helping us to take decisions, but we can now, we will be able soon to talk to our plant. So this is the Industry 5.0 that we will target, and I hope that next year I will have perhaps an example to share with you. Thank you very much for your attention.